back. Last time out, we took on the Giants and we lost 2-7. Where's the box score? Overall, it just was not a good game pitching wise. Josiah Gray came in 5 1/3, 3 earned. Okay start. 8 strikeouts was good. Hunter Harvey was terrible. Carl Elwood Jr. thankfully had a scoreless outing. Hitting wise, a couple triples, but other than that, it was very bare bones. We have an off day, so we're going to go ahead and sim through this. Alright, well, he's out. Auto fix the lineups. We're going to go to the next day again. We're going to be taking on New York, which would be a fun little series. We're going to put Strasburg right back in there. Auto-utilize him, of course. We are going to have Trevor Williams on the hill. But let's go look at any transactions that might have happened. Ooh, we got quite a few. We got catcher. He sucks. Let's see, 26. He's a starting pitcher. D potential, though. This is the kind of guy I would bring up just for a quick start. He probably sucks. Let's see what's happened. Anybody? Touki Toussaint's hurt. He's out for the year, probably. Let's see. Joey Bart got sent down to AAA. That's not good. Anybody else I recognize? That's a lot of news for the White Sox. Anybody here? Probably not. Tucker Barnhart got sent down to AAA. That's never good. Wow. Giants needed a lot of people. There's a lot that happened. Goodness. Robert Hassel, he tore his groin. Holy moly. So the Giants, Colt Melker called up. Lamont Wade Jr. sent down. Scott Alexander sent down. Joe Ross was called up. Joe Ross, shout out. Nats. Colin Moran's hurt. Anybody else? Man, there's a lot. Look at all these. That is a lot. All right. Well, if you want to hear or see league leaders and stuff, check out the bottom ticker during the game. But otherwise, from that, I will be doing my own updates here soon. I'll probably do a whole video dedicated to it. Hopefully, Trevor Williams can have a good bounce back here. He was not good in his only start so far. We're going up against Tylor Megill. He is 0-3, but a good ERA. Williams has been alright, but let's see what we can do here. I will catch you guys next video. See ya.
Here in Washington, D.C., glad you're with us. And Chris, of course, you have to think about that 2019 World Series run. Really impressive by the Nats. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. First pitch coming your way next. All right, first pitch coming up. And on the mound in this one, Trevor Williams.
Well, last time out, he was only able to complete 4 innings, but really battled. Didn't have his best stuff. I look for him to be better in this one.
Ready to go now, and stepping in for New York, Starling Marte. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Now he turns and heads for second. And he's there with a leadoff double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. A lot of hitters tell themselves, line drive over the infielder's head. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep that approach simple. And right there, it was perfectly executed. On time with everything, and pulled it into the gap nicely.
Here's Luis Guillorme.
Kind of a throwback. No batting gloves.
At the belt and fires. Swing and a miss.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Gassed it right by him. Jeff McNeil stands in. Good defender. He's been inconsistent offensively. And a pitch. And there's a strike. Swung on, belted. That's back. And out of here. He powers one out to right field. That's his 50th career homer. And that gives him a lead. It's 2-0.
No, Boog, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Oh, and now this one's crushed. This one's on its way and gone. Pete Alonso takes him deep. It's his 6th home run of the season. It's 3-0.
Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
And now it's Frankie Lindor, a guy who makes an impact not just at the plate but also in the field. Singy, where are you on F1 racing? Are you a fan?
Haven't gotten there yet, but I will at some point.
Francisco Lindor, a big fan of F1 racing. His favorite driver is Lewis Hamilton. Here's Brandon Nimmo. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. That one is gone. Home run number 5 on the season, and they add a run. It's 4-0.
Working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
And there's a fly ball deep right field. That one is back. And it's out of here. They go back to back. 3rd home run of the season. It's 5-0.
High fastballs, especially with good velocity, can be really hard to catch up to, but he stays tall. His top hand works extremely well, and he absolutely clobbered it.
That one drilled left field. It one hops off the wall. Should be extra bases. Abrams relay to second. Not in time. It's a double.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Omar Narvaez at the plate. That one to first. Smith takes it himself, inning over, although plenty of damage done. But 9 batters hit in the inning, 5 come around to score. On to the bottom of the 1st. It's the Mets 5 and the Nats coming to bat. Back here at the ballpark, today's starting pitcher, Tylor Megill.
Yeah, last time out went 8 solid innings, came away with a no decision, and you know his teammates are looking to try to get him that win today. All he's got to do is perform the way he did last time. Should be a go.
Here's C.J. Abrams to hit.
C.J. Abrams.
The pitch. And that's ball 4.
Did miss by much right there. Just couldn't get the call off the inside corner.
And now it's Luis Garcia entering this one 2nd in the National League in hitting. There's a strike at the knees. That's strike 2. The pitch. Popped up. Lindor hauls it in, and there's one away.
Batting 3rd, the designated hitter.
Here's Dave Martinez lineup for the Nationals. They're facing a pitcher today who's prone to giving up homers, so we'll see. We might get some big swings here today.
Yeah, I think the key, though, and the reason why he gives up those homers is that guys are locking in, they're aggressive, and they have a high confidence level. So I think if that's the approach these hitters take with the stuff he's got there on the mound, yeah, there's a good chance that there'll be some balls that fly a long way. But you can't get too big in your swing. Otherwise, you'll be really frustrated after this one.
That misses the zone, and a count 2-1.
Good speed on the base pass. He handles the bat very well. I wouldn't be surprised if the skipper puts on some type of hit and run or run and hit.
That's off the mark. 3-1. Abrams leads off first with one away. And the righty deals. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Batting fourth.
And now the right fielder, Alex Call. Right-hander kicks, deals. There's a strike. Two outs. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Righty to the plate. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. The pitch. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Gotta love the resiliency he showed in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes. There was nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped, caught out in front, and didn't get under it like he would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it. And you can feel this crowd waking up a bit here as the guys are starting to make some noise with their bats.
Next pitch is outside.
Well, with this many pitches thrown here in this first inning, I mean, you're giving the other team a really good look. He's going to have to find a way to get some weak contact, maybe a swing and miss, get into that dugout and hit the reset button.
On a line, base hit. Abrams around third. Pulls into third safely. A run comes in the play.
Everything came together for him. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it. Could be a chance here for them to start clawing back into this ball game.
And now it's Keibert Ruiz. Next offering is in for a strike.
It's great to get on the board in the first frame of the ball game, but here's an opportunity for them to really open things up with a couple of runners on. Let's see if they can cash in.
Next pitch misses, and the count is even 2-2. Runner on the go. Got him swinging. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across one. Second inning coming up from our nation's capital. It's the Mets 5 and the Nats 1. Welcome back. Now it's the right fielder, Starling Marte. It's amazing. We get a chance to talk to a lot of opposing managers. This guy scares managers on the other team as much as anyone.
And he gets to fly beneath the radar with the other more recognizable names in this lineup.
And it gets by him.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night. And just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
And he gets back in. And he deals. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And that lands in no man's land, a foul ball. Next offering is down low.
Clearly, he hasn't had it in this game, and looks like sooner than later, they're going to have to go to the bullpen.
Takes it himself for one. On to Smith. Two.
Really nice job up the middle just to take it himself. You know what? Take all the guesswork out of him. He let his momentum carry him into a really strong throw to first for that double play.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. He's already homered here in this one. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
The 2-1. Up the middle. On the run. Throw to first. That's out number 3. And welcome back. Here's the third baseman, Jeimer Candelario.
Third baseman, Jeimer Candelario.
The 2-1. Just off the inside edge. Next offering finds the zone, and the count is full. Matthew Ross behind the plate. Pitcher's umpire.
Yeah, pitchers that work side to side effectively love being on the mound with Ross calling balls and strikes, Boog. If you can command your stuff on the outer edges of the strike zone, he will reward you.
Kicks and fires. That one is hammered right field. That's back there. And gone. That'll fire up the dugout. Third home run of the season. It's 5-2.
Jet stream on a line drive. You saw the numbers on the backs of the jerseys of the outfielders, which is usually bad news, and all of a sudden they're back in this ball game.
Here's Lane Thomas. The 1-1. And that drops in for a strike.
But you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
On the ground. Now the throw to first on the run. That's one out, the bottom of the second.
Batting ninth, the first baseman, Dominic Smith.
Now it's Dominic Smith. And a pitch. There's a strike. Cut on and miss, struck him out, and there's 2 down. C.J. Abrams digging in for the Nationals. He walked and came around to score his first time up. And a 1-1. Swing and a ball popped up. Lindor makes the catch. That is the inning, but not before they're able to draw closer with this. Back in Washington, D.C., on to the third inning. Here's Pete Alonso. Line drive, and that's a base hit to right. Man at first. Here's Francisco Lindor. He's 0 for 1. Edge of the zone for a strike, and it's 1-2. Struck him out swinging. Blew the express right by his bat for strike 3. The 3-1. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
Next offering is in for a strike. That misses off the outside edge.
It's a good take.
Hit on the ground to Candelario. They put the tag on him, and they bounce into 2 already. This one ends the third. So 1 hit. As we go to the last of the third. Now the number 2 hitter, Luis Garcia. In there at the knees for a strike.
You know, these Nationals showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
And there's a hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
So man aboard. Next for the Nationals is the DH, Joey Meneses. He struck out swinging at his first at bat.
All around, I think if you asked anyone in this organization who's the best hitter in the lineup, they would say him.
And a 2-1 on the way. And that's outside. And he walked him.
Oh, now he's got 2 runners on after that walk, and things can get out of hand in a hurry in these situations, so he's going to have to find a way to get back into the strike zone.
The 1-1. Garcia, the lead runner, out at second. Meneses on at first with nobody out. Out towards right center field. Nimmo makes the catch. Runner tagging for third. And he moves up 90 feet. Runners at the corners now. 1 away. And it's Michael Chavis at the plate. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. Here's a 1-1. And a foul ball. This is a guy originally drafted as a shortstop. He's got big time power. 1-2 now. It's softly on the ground left side. Goes to second for 1. Out there, but that's all they'll get. Hebert Ruiz digs in now. Went down on strikes his first time through. Ball to strike. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. And puts the squeeze on that. And that is the third out of the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and a runner left. On to inning number 4. Back here at the ballpark, here's Mark Canha. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Throws to first. And 1 gone to the 4th as they get the leadoff man.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground. Nice ground out.
And he handles it himself for the out.
This is important. If he can go 1, 2, 3 here, it will be a very positive sign for him and for his team.
So the lineup flips over. Starling Marte up now for the Mets. The 2-1. That one fouled off. Ripped on a line to center. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Mets go down quickly, and it remains 5-3. Back here in Nationals Park. Now batting Jeimer Candelario. The pitch. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Kicks and deals. Out there to center. Nimmo makes the grab. 1 down. So up next, Lane Thomas. And a 3-2. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Nimmo has it sized up. Snags it for the second out. Dom Smith stands in. He was a strikeout victim his first time. The 2-1. There's the strike. Hit on the ground to the right side. And foul ball. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. It bangs off the wall. And that's a 2-out double.
Love how he became a really tough out with 2 strikes right there. He absolutely ripped that ball out front and almost got it out of here, man. Just a really strong, balanced swing, and a fraction of an inch different on the bat, and it is probably out of here.
Smith stands at second with 2 gone. On the ground, right side. McNeil gets it to first, and the inning is over. So 1 left for Washington. Still a 2-run deficit. It's 5-3. New inning getting started, and stepping in for New York, Luis Guillorme. The pitch. And that's in the dirt.
Well, Boog, after watching the first inning of this one, you would not have expected that this pitcher would be in such a groove and still in the ball game at this point.
Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Left-hand hitter waits. Got him. And 1 gone.
Oh, it's a pretty nasty curveball right there, and the hitter didn't look comfortable at all. Clearly fooled. Tried to check his swing and went around, but it had been called a 3rd strike anyhow. That's how dirty it was. Nice pitch for the punch out.
Next offering is downstairs.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Line drive. Makes the catch for the out. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's a big power threat. Pete Alonso. He's already homered in this game. A couple of quick nuggets on Pete Alonso. He graduated from the same high school as Wade Boggs, Plant High School in the Tampa area. And Alonso also played at the University of Florida. He was teammates there with Harrison Bader. Next offering misses, and that's ball 2. Swings here and blasts one left field. That one's carrying. Gone.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Fights that one away. Still 1-2. And the right-hander deals. There's a swing and a drive. And that one hops the wall. Around first and hustling for second. And he's in with a stand-up double.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. A lot of times in today's game, right fielders are able to get to a ball that stays in like that. But he hit that one pretty well. And if he hit...
Well, plays made there. And that retires the side. A Pete Alonso blast for the Mets. It's now 6-3. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Carlos Carrasco. He last pitched 2 days ago. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
This guy's seen 2 changeups in a row. Could be a little vulnerable for a fastball right here.
Ground ball up the middle. Dives, and he can't hang on.
Up next for Washington, the designated hitter, Joey Megill.
And next is the designated hitter, Joey Meneses. Singing, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He's the ultimate professional, and it doesn't just start at game time. It starts in the afternoon, the way he prepares and gets ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his teammates feed off of the leadership that he shows on and off the field.
The 2-1. That's inside. Action in the Mets bullpen. John Curtis getting loose out there. Smith warming up as well. Hit on the ground, might be 2. Over to McNeil. Over to Alonso. Double play.
Now batting, right fielder.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Alex Call. Right-handed reliever. Strike 2. Towards first, and that one handled. A flip to the pitcher covering. Play made. That ends the inning. Top of the 6th inning. So now here's the Mets DH, Brett Beatty. Paolo Espino on to pitch out of the pen here.
And if you dig into his walk rate, his numbers are really impressive. He's really filled up the strike zone this season, so these guys better be ready to swing the bats.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. A rope into right, and that should be extra bases. Now he'll turn for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Next to hit, Mark Canha. 2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even. Battling here as he fouls it away. And here it comes. Lined, and that's a base hit. Beatty coming home. He scores, and they lead by 4.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Great hands on that swing. Took the barrel right to the baseball, caught it out front, and ripped it into the gap. At that point, there's probably no question in his mind that he was going for 2. That's just a great feeling.
Omar Narvaez will hit next. 1-1 now. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Call makes the catch, and there's one gone.
The right fielder, number 6, Starling Marte.
Back to the top of the lineup, and now the right fielder, Starling Marte. Canha, the base runner at first with 1 out. That's hard hit on the line. Could be extra bases. Canha around second, headed for third.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
So up next for New York, Luis Guillorme. Left-hand batter waits. Got him looking. Clipped the bottom of the zone with a curve for strike 3.
Well, tough night at the dish. Punching out for the 3rd time right there. He just hasn't looked very comfortable at the plate. A little unsure of his timing right now. Not picking up the spin and location of these pitches. We'll have some adjustments to make.
And that's ripped into left. Base hit. One run across. Another scores. 2 runs in on the play, and it's now a 6-run lead.
Gets the job done as he brings home a pair. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel.
That ends the inning, so we take a break. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. And welcome back. Here's Chavis now. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Now he launches a throw over his head. Man at first, Hebert Ruiz. Now at the plate. Righty delivers. Now front, pulls that one foul. Now it's 3-2. Here comes a pitch. There's a line drive to left field. And no one can get there. And that's going to roll to the wall. Chavis around third.
Comes through with the RBI. Pitcher's away, and he did exactly what you're supposed to do with it. Drive it the other way. Just go with the pitch.
And here is Jeimer Candelario. And a swing and a miss. Now one out to right. Marte tracks it down for the out.
The center fielder, number 28.
Lane Thomas digging in for the Nationals. Ruiz over at second, 1 down. Clips the corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Movement in the bullpen. John Curtis getting ready to go. Robertson getting loose as well. Runner breaks for third. Next offering is fouled back. Man at second. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Oh, it can be so tough as a hitter to pull yourself out of an extended slump, one that lasts for several games, even a week or more. You know, right now, he's really in one, so I'm sure his mind is all over the place, racing, having a hard time sleeping, trying to figure out what can get him back on track, back to feeling more comfortable.
Well, we'll hold that thought as that's the 3rd out, and we'll end the inning. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We're through 6 full. It's the Mets 9 and the Nationals. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Zach Britton. He's pitching on 2 days rest. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. Good contact guy, good defender. Seeing you look at Britton, he's got that nasty sinker, and he has made multiple all-star teams. He's been one of the better relievers in baseball.
Yeah, very difficult to square up. He's just got that bowling ball type of movement on the sinker, and when a hitter makes contact, it feels like it's 3 pounds the weight of the baseball. 3rd time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W. Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
2 outs, base is empty. Brett Beatty up now for the Mets. That's a slider for a strike. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Down in order go the Mets. They're on top, however, 9-4. Bottom of the 7th. Now here is C.J. Abrams.
The shortstop, C.J. Abrams.
And now it's 1-2. Back up the middle and a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Next to hit for the Nats, Luis Garcia. One away.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Joey Meneses.
And here's the DH for Washington, Joey Meneses. Abrams stands at first with 1 out.
He was a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough to foul that pitch off.
Off the plate, ball 2.
Talk about the right guy at the right spot. They really need a rally, and this guy is someone you can believe in to find a way to get on base.
And it's filled up. Gets a piece and stays alive. And a payoff pitch. Swing and a base hit. Lead runner makes the turn at second. The throw in, and he's safe. So it's first and third with 1 down.
He was all over that one. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Alex Call digging in for the Nationals. Good eye right there.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Ground ball could be 2. Glove flip for 1. Double play. And that'll do it for the inning. Starting to run out of outs as they're unable to chip away. 8th inning coming up. It's the Mets 9 and the Nationals 4. Back in Washington, D.C., we go to the 8th. Now the left fielder, Mark Canha.
Let's
go, Nats.
At the belt and fires. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And a pitch. Fights it off. You'll see another. 1-2 now. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Boots it. But the throw to first gets him easily, and that's the first out.
The catcher, number 2, Omar Narvaez.
Here's the catcher for the Mets, Omar Narvaez. Out to short, Abrams. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
Good arm side run to that same side hitter right there. Very difficult to put that ball in the air or get through it. Just bores in on the hands.
Back to the top of the Mets order. Starling Marte up to hit. The next pitch misses, and it's 2-1. Baseball runs in the family for Zach Britton. His brother Buck has been a minor league manager in the Orioles system since 2018. Makes the play, and it's out number 3. The Mets with a new arm on the mound, John Curtis.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
And now it's Michael Chavis.
John Curtis.
The pitch. That's a strike.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
And the righty deals. Swing and a ball hammered left field. Gone! His first homer of the year, and they close the gap. It's 9-5. He put a charge into that one.
That was a lightning swing right there, no doubt about it.
Let's take another look at it, but this time with the help of StatCast.
Well, this one wasn't hit that high, but when you can launch it at 111 miles per hour off the bat and get some backspin, it'll carry enough to get out of here.
And now it's going to be Rebirth Ruiz. And that one is lifted in the air. And there's one down. Jeimer Candelario, the next to hit, 1 for 3. Bounce to the left side. Guillorme fires to first on the run. Score at 5-3 for the second out with the third baseman shifted over there. 2 outs, base is empty. And now the center fielder, Lane Thomas. And a 3-1 on the way. And there's the strike. Swing and a ball popped up. Brings it in, and that'll do it. But not before they answer back with a solo home run. It's now 9-5. We're back. It's the top of the ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Matt Cronin.
Number 56.
Leading off, Luis Guillorme. The big lefty turns, kicks, deals. In the air, right field, pretty well struck back there. And that ball is gone. A towering shot to right. His first homer of the year. It's 10-5. And now here is Jeff McNeil. Lined into right, and there's one down. And now Pete Alonso. One down, base is empty. Swings through that.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The wind and the pitch. And now 2-2. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. That's the second out. 2 outs, base is empty. Stepping in is the switch hitting shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Next one misses, 2-1. Next offering is outside. 3-1, and he couldn't come up with it.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
And the pitch. Down the left field line, base hit. Lindor rounds second on his way to third. Lindor coming home. Throw cut off, now to the plate. Not in time, he scores. It's 11-5. So now the DH spot, Brett Beatty. And now 2-1. Swings through that one. The pitch. Lifted in the air, right center field. Thomas settles under this one. And that is that. So they get 2 runs on 2 hits. One of them left the yard. And 9-1-2 scheduled to lead off the bottom of the ninth. It's the Mets 11 Welcome back. Now,
Leading
Dominic
off for
Smith.
the Nationals, the first baseman, Dominic Smith.
Kicks and fires. In the air, out towards right center. Marte puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
Now batting, shortstop, CJ.
And now the shortstop, C.J. Abrams.
Really nice swing in his last at bat. Shot a line drive into center field.
That one the other way. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Another multi-hit game for him. He's been really hot lately. It's amazing to me that he was able to put the barrel on that one. I mean, that pitch was pretty well outside, but great extension and bat control through the zone allowed him to drive it the other way. That was pretty impressive.
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's two away.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So digging in, Joey Meneses, as the Nationals are down to their final out. The 1-2. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. Lead runner around second. And now they'll have runners on the corners with two away.
Look, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but he did such a nice job of pulling his hands tight to the body and just getting enough of the barrel on it to be hard enough back up the middle for a knock.
So next will be the 4-hole hitter for the Nationals, Alex Call. Right-hander kicks, deals. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. He puts it away, and that'll do it. The Mets slug their way to a win in this one.
Well, this team was ready from the first pitch of the ball game, swinging the bats, scoring runs, just very aggressive. I feel like they set the tone, and that tone created a momentum that took them all the way to the finish line. Nice win today.
11-5, your final score. For Chris Singleton and our entire